Welcome back. The Springfield Prehistoric Artifact Show is this Saturday, May 6th. Joining us now with all the details is Stephen Burks. Coming up May 6th, we're so excited. And thank you for reaching out because I didn't even know about this show.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for having us on. Yeah, this is a really unique show because a lot of people don't get to see prehistoric Native American artifacts that can be found right here in Missouri. We've been doing this show since 2006. Okay. And so it's our 17th annual show, and you know, a lot of people don't know you can find artifacts like this right here in Missouri. Matter of fact, these artifacts were found around Springfield Lake.
Oh, wow.
Right here outside Springfield.
Look at all of those.
Wow. And so these are little bird points that were used on bow and arrows. And a lot of people don't know that these artifacts date back before the civilized tribes like the Osage Indians. These are their ancestors. So these artifacts are thousands of years old.
Wow. And they've stood the test of time.
I know.
They've stood the test of time. So we've got like pottery that's 1,000 years old. This is a pre-Columbian pot from Peru, a monkey. And then these are knives and spear points that were used to kill big game and wild animals and small turkeys. So yeah, this event's at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds this weekend.
Oh my gosh. Now, how do you preserve all of this? How does that happen?
So you know, basically, you know, when these artifacts are found, we don't even clean them up or anything because you want to leave that old patina and mineralization on them. You want to leave them intact old. And we just, you know, we display them in display cases in our relic rooms.
Wow.
So by the way, too, I've been to your Facebook page. You can tell us what that is. But also, do you have a group of members who then contribute to the artifacts? Because I don't know how you get all these artifacts.
Yes, so this show going on 17 or 18 years, there's collectors that have been doing this for like all their life. And so we'll have 90 exhibitors from 8 different states that will drive into Springfield on Friday, set up, and they'll display, it'll be approximately about 180 tables. It's like going to a top shelf museum. And you know, it'll be going on Saturday at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds E-Plex at 8 a.m.
Now, this might be a silly question, but can anyone buy any of these artifacts?
So there are a few exhibitors that do sell artifacts. Okay. We also encourage visitors that are interested, if they've got artifacts and they don't know what they are, to bring them into the show. We can help identify them. We can help with an appraisal and stuff like that.
So it's kind of like that show on TV where you bring it and you appraise it. Like if I found one, I could bring it and say, is this an authentic arrowhead from my property?
Yeah, absolutely. And we could tell you how old it is, what type, and give you a little information on how much it's worth.
Oh, wow.
I was going to say, I remember in Girl Scouts when we would go camping, they would say, look for arrowheads. I never had any luck finding them because they're, I mean, you know, 1 in a million chance, I feel, but clearly not because people are finding them all over.
You know, they can be found. People look in plowed fields, they walk creeks, they look along lakes and shores, and, you know, they're hard to find. You got to have an eagle eye.
Seriously.
And we're taking a look at some of the artifacts. You sent me some great photos, Stephen. Tell us about these.
So on that shot, we've got prehistoric Mississippian pottery that's associated with the mound builder cultures in the Mississippi River Valley. So these are found in house sites and mounds in the Boot Hill and all the way up to Cahokia around St. Louis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, those are gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Is that a vase, or is that, I could make the fire pit with it. You know what I'm talking about?
I was going to say the chimney.
Yeah, the chimney,
yeah, it is. So there's a couple of vases here. There's water bottles. There's little seed storage. You know, a lot of them are mainly just water bottles that they would keep, you know, various, you know, they make wine and stuff. So they
of course, you got to keep the wine.
Yeah, and then those are just top quality artifacts, stone axes, such like this.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask once
these are actual stone axes that they would haft onto a stick, and then you know, they'd use them to
hold that right up. I'm gonna hold that right there to the camera because look at that. Because I also, Maddie, was curious. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, because these are actual tools that they would use to hollow out maybe logs to make canoes and just use it to, you know, break like wood to build houses for poles for their houses and stuff like that.
How would they use it? Like hold it from there and?
It would be hafted. It'd take a pretty good guy to swing this one.
I was
this
gonna
one's
say.
pretty heavy, but it would just be hafted like an axe with a handle.
So
it'd
wait,
have
they
a
wouldn't even put a
on it.
handle on it, or would they?
They would put a
They
handle.
would put a
Oh,
handle.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
and
these
then-
have a groove to be hafted on this handle right here, right?
Wow.
And so they'd use it just like
Even
you
this
use a
tiny
hand axe.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah, and these axes here, like this one's about 5,000 to 7,000 years old, which
Oh, I
is
gotta
kind of
hold it now.
mind blowing.
Oh, wow.
You know, to think that we're holding something that prehistoric Americans used 5,000 to 7,000 years ago.
That's just wild.
Isn't it crazy?
Yes.
It kind of blows my mind time-wise because that makes my brain hurt.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
how ingenious these people were
Well,
to get us to where we are today.
Yes.
This
Right.
is where it started.
Right, yeah.
All I have to say
How
is-
primitive it is to
Yeah.
have a knife that would be on a bone handle, that this would be a knife that they'd actually cut flesh and, meat
Yeah.
with. And these are, some are spear points that they'd take down big game, and some are knives that they'd use just like we use our steak knives to cut our knife.
well, and I was
Steaks.
going to say, I mean, relatively small, but to take down big game, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they're using a hand spear, not a gun.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Do you have other artifacts, including like the archery, like the bow and arrows, that type of things, or maybe really super old guns or something?
There'll be some artifacts like that out there too, beaded moccasins and like Apache war shirts. Most of it's going to be geared more towards this prehistoric. A lot of that fits more into the historic tribes that are 1600 and on up.
Okay.
This stuff's going to date back probably, early BC to 1300, AD and stuff like that.
Do you have any tribes represented there? Like, do you have any tribes?
Don't have any tribes or anything represented. There are guys that are part Cherokee and
Descendants.
So there are
Yeah.
descendants that will be there, but most of us are just hobbyists and enthusiasts that just have a passion for these ancient prehistoric artifacts that we just love to collect them.
Real quick question. When did your passion for all of this begin?
My passion started in middle school when I was in 7th grade. Our science teacher recruited a bunch of us to go dig in a cave in Webster County. He was doing an archaeological dig. He needed some strong backs. So he recruited, and what kid's not going to say, I want to go?
Yeah.
So I went, we dug out this big cave. He did it systematically, just like an archaeologist would in little squares. I found 4 or 5 arrowheads, and from that time on, I got the bug, and I started going out and finding them myself.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, give us the details one more time.
Okay.
And how much are tickets? Should people have to buy
Okay.
tickets?
Yes.
So the Springfield Indian Artifact Show is May 6th at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds. Adult admissions are $5, and children under 12 are free. The show will go to 3 p.m.
Awesome.
Amazing.
8 a.m.,
Guys.
3 p.m.
And bring your kids because they're going to find a newfound love
Very
and interest
interesting
probably
for
in
kids.
this.
And learn so much.
Yes, and we love to talk about it. So,
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you,
all right,
Stephen.
thank you guys, appreciate it.
Don't go anywhere. We swung by Lucas Oil Speedway to see what exciting events they have coming up.
This is amazing.
Seventh
Like it.
grade? That's
It's
so
so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
Love this.